Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit, one triune God. Amen. We are going through the season of Advent. And this week we also begin the fast of the Advent. In the old tradition, the fast used to be for 40 days, which started around November 15th. And today we just are commemorating the event in the New Testament where Mary makes a trip to the hill country in Judea to visit her relative. It's a very interesting incident. During the Annunciation to Mary, we hear when Mary argues or discusses with the angel about the impossibility of her getting pregnant while she hasn't even been with a man. And the angel uses as in an incident, maybe we can say the angel used history as his response to prove that unnatural things are happening because God decided so. And the incident the angel quoted was the pregnancy of Elizabeth. And Mary, I think knowing her character, especially after reading the Annunciation narrative, she must have thought that I have to make sure that what the angel said is true. So she decided to take that trip. And also, this need not be merely a trip to verify the veracity of the angel's statement. But she also might have thought Elizabeth's pregnancy might be a difficult one because she is advanced in her age. So Elizabeth might need some help. And when you read the whole text of today's reading, we see that she went there and remained with Elizabeth for 3 months. When you calculate, it is almost till the time of birth of John the Baptist, she remained with them. And when Mary reached Elizabeth's house and greeted her, the Gospel narrator says that the baby or the embryo in the womb of Elizabeth leaped with joy. And Elizabeth leaped in her womb, and Elizabeth was filled with the Holy Spirit. And then Elizabeth is the first one to call Mary the mother of Lord. എൻ്റെ കർത്താവിൻ്റെ അമ്മ എന്ന കന്യാമറിയെ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് വിളിക്കുന്നത് എലിസബയാണ്. And now we know that name is stuck in the history with Mary. And Elizabeth is saying that she is praising Mary for her faith because Mary believed in what was revealed to her, unlike her husband. Zachariah doubted and he was made mute. He is unable to talk. And for this greeting, Mary is responding with the famous song which we use in our liturgy almost every day. The song which is famously called the Magnificat, where Mary starts with, "My soul magnifies the Lord." And why does she magnifies? That's the thing, because it is not merely magnification, because she declares that Lord has seen my lowliness. Of course, when we use the Malayalam word, we tend to use Thalma. There is a problem with that word. When we use Thalma, it would be better translated as humility. It is a self-created one. But the actual word is Thaltapatte Avastha. Because her lowliness is not something she chose, but the society, and at multi levels it was imposed on Mary. Within a oppressed nation, she is oppressed as a Jew, being oppressed, politically oppressed by the Romans. Then being the woman within the Jewish community, within the oppressed community, she is additionally oppressed. And she also happened to be a poor person. So she is experiencing this multiple levels of oppression. That is why she is declaring publicly or responding to that greeting from Elizabeth, saying that the Lord has seen, my God has seen my lowliness. And he has chosen her to be his mother for his incarnation. And when the God chose her to be his partner in the redemptive activity, she submits to the will of God. That is why Elizabeth is saying, the one who has declared that or believed in what God has called her to be. We have to remember that when we reflect on Mary and her life and the Song of Mary, it is not that she merely said that, oh, God has seen my lowliness and he did something. In my lowliness, God is asking me to do something. Asking to cooperate with him in his incarnation, where she responded in a very creative way. She said, yes. See, this is a problem many times we have. We all pray for different things. But when God reveals a way, we refuse to act on it. Because most of the time, we don't want God to act in his way. We want God to act in our way. We can place ourselves in Mary's position and say, how would we have responded if we are asked to be the bearer of God, to be pregnant, to risk your life? Because at the socio-legal system at that time, she could be killed for being pregnant out of wedlock. But she is taking that risk. Okay, if God has chosen me, I am willing to take that risk. But are we willing to take that risk when God calls us? For us, being with God or being pious or our spirituality is all about avoiding risk. We don't want to do anything. We want to outsource our piety and spirituality. So we would have asked Mary to do things for us, Parimala Thirumeni to do things for us, Yohanna Mabdana to do things for us, but we will never do anything for ourselves. That's the difference between Mary and us. If she is the God-bearer or Theotokos or Deva Prasavitri, in our own ways, each and every one of us are called to be that. Because what the call Mary had is a call for the entire community, entire church. The church is the God-bearer to the entire world. So remember, on the streets when people see us, the question we should be able to ask ourselves, will others be able to see Christ in me or the presence of God through me? I don't think we are able to project that image of ourselves. Because for us, our piety, our church life, our spirituality is so self-centered. It is always about me, and for me, what should I get? Or how can I get what? Of course, this also happens within the wider Indian spiritual context. Because a New Zealand newspaper recently wrote an article about the corruption in India. And that article starts with saying that the corruption in India starts with their theology. I'm not merely talking about Hindu theology, it is also about our popular theological positions, because we try to appease God through gifts and offering so that He will do us things that we are not eligible. So we always want something out of way, and we are willing to bribe God for that. But Mary, this example we are seeing today, is what she is willing to work with God in that redemptive activity. And as Christians, that is what we are called to. Now I know all of us can pinpoint and look at others around us, or the church or church leadership, how others are not doing it. But it is about how we are called to it. There is an individual dimension as well as a corporate dimension. So that is what we are called to be like Mary, to be that God bearers, to be the ones who offer God to the world. May God bless us all. Thank you.